a Super Bowl, and he is kind enough to join us right now. Will, thanks so much, man. It's a fun time of year with bowl season and the NFL coming down to the home stretch. You know, you're still very close to your alma mater. I've done some work for them for BC. What do you make of the bowl game matchup here as lines have started to come out? And BC, Nebraska, one of the more intriguing matchups, both just for stylistic purposes, as they're set to meet in the Pinstripe Bowl here post-Christmas.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, just for me in general, this is my first year back in college football, obviously at Boston College. And I will say I am 5 for 5. We never missed a bowl game when I was there at BC. Now I'm back, and we're back to another bowl game. So keep that streak running. But yeah, this is really cool. I know, like usually for bowl games, like teams want to go to like a really warm place or whatever. But we're in the Pinstripe Bowl, at a really cool location, Yankee Stadium. And also we're playing, a big time opponent. So now we kind of have the best of both worlds. It's like we get to play against Nebraska, which is a really tough football team. So yeah, like you said, this is low key, like really intriguing. Like this feels like, a college football playoff type game. So yeah, we're excited for it.
And the Boston folks, obviously, love to take over Yankee Stadium, which...
we got to go in there, man. I'm wearing my hat, too. I don't care what anybody says. I'm wearing my Red Sox hat. It's going down.
Absolutely. Red Sox, big deal earlier this week, getting Garrett Crochet. Maybe they're on their way back in the AL East. But, Will, let's go to the NFL. And two of your former employers, two of your former ball clubs going to battle on Sunday night. The Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, Sunday Night Football here. Seattle getting 2.5, 46.5, by the way, the current numbers. Right. Seahawks, all of a sudden, maybe have kind of found themselves. And as a defensive player, the importance of health this point of the season. Seahawks getting a little bit healthy on defense. Green Bay gave Detroit a game, couldn't pull it out. What do you make of this matchup? Green Bay, a very small favorite up there in Seattle, and that 12th man up there at Lumen Field can be looming for its opponents.
Yeah, but I will say, like, this is quietly, like, one of our, I would just say NFL, like one of our quiet rivalries. They have a lot of historical games between the two of these, and they always play well, whether it's in Green Bay or Seattle. This is going to be interesting. Like right now in the NFC West, it's kind of like, hey, San Fran is struggling. So, then Arizona's struggling. So it's kind of like, hey, man, it's wide open. So, Seattle and the Rams are now taking advantage of, who can win a division. It might come down to the final game between them two. This one's going to be tough, man, because I love how opportunistic Green Bay's defense is. Hafley came in, did a great job. LaFleur continues to do a great job, and hopefully Jordan Love can continue to find ways to help this team move forward. And both teams run the football well. So I know it's 2.5. It's pretty even. And I just feel like just right now, like you said, Seattle is getting healthy. Green Bay's going all the way over there to the PNW. And I like Seattle in this one.
Look, as a Wisconsinite, Will, and a longtime Packer fan, this has been a house of horrors for Green Bay. I don't know, Wes, if you know this, but last time Green Bay actually won a game in Seattle, Will, you were on the field for the Green Bay Packers. Now they got Charlie Fry at quarterback that day, so maybe a little bit simpler back then.
We talking about like how long ago was this?
08.
07? 08 is what we did.
It's been 16 years since the Packers went into Seattle and won a game. I mean, that's how long it's been.
I do remember that because I remember they kept out punting the ball to me. That's crazy. That was that long ago. Oh man. It was. Well, unfortunately, it's gonna continue, guys. Gosh, it was ever since Golden Tate. Golden Tate just made it worse.
I know. Nobody. Yeah, if you're in Wisconsin, you don't say the name Brandon Bostic. Unfortunately, and I feel horrible for the guy because his career has been defined by it, and it's a shame.
Guy. I saw him in Dallas. He's a good guy.
Yes, that's unfortunately what you think of when you go that direction. Well, a lot of games here, Will, this week lined right around 3. So really competitive games, lined around a field goal here with teams fighting for playoff positioning. What do you make of the spot here for the Houston Texans at home, coming off the bye week, hosting Miami, a team whose season probably should have been ended last week by the Jets? They're able to find a way. They win the game in overtime here. Now a short dog on the road at Houston, and a fascinating battle of two AFC teams that, in all honesty, have really disappointed relative to preseason expectation this year. What do you make of the spot?
Yeah, I mean, once Tua came back and they started playing well, this is one of the teams I feel like that can truly sneak up and surge on people. And so far, they've been doing that. They've been finding ways to, move the ball around and get late, tough wins like they did versus the Jets. I see this as a real dangerous game for Houston. Like they have to continue to find ways to protect Stroud. and they're playing indoors on a fast field, and this Miami's one of the fastest teams out there. And I just feel like this is a real dangerous game for Houston. I like Miami to show their speed and make plays, man, to win this game.
Yeah, this is the time for Miami where they've kind of beaten all the bad teams and they beat the teams they're supposed to, but they haven't beaten the winning record teams. And a big opportunity here for Miami, because I agree with you, Will. Like the schedule, you look down the stretch for these guys and they got a bunch of teams that are out of it. They're kind of finishing out the season, and the effort can kind of go up and down over those weeks when you're certainly out of it. You're playing for your incentives and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what Miami does. I think that this is a tough one to handicap. Another one that I think is tough to handicap about Tampa Bay and the Chargers. Chargers -3, but a little bit juice to the Tampa Bay side. Tampa, has won a couple in a row. They've beaten some down teams. Now they got to take a step up in class with the Chargers, who left a lot on the field last week at Kansas City and came up short.
Yeah, all season long, I had two teams on my list that were my dark horses, and it's the Broncos, and the other one are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's kind of, I just love the energy, man. I'm a huge Baker Mayfield. I just love how he just continues to lead, and he's the ultimate competitor. When I think of Baker going back to SoFi, I think of when he was on the Rams and he had that magic where he didn't know the plays, and he still had the game winner walk off in that game. And so this is a dangerous team coming over here to SoFi. The Chargers defense, they do a great job of, not really allowing many points, and the secondary is finding ways again to make plays. And, just offensively, they have the energy to do so. But I just feel like right now, Tampa Bay, they really see an opportunity, and I like them, Tampa Bay, with the upset.
Hey, we're on the same wavelength here, Will. So I guess once a cheesehead, it comes into our orbit.
Is that what it is?
I'm reaching, but I don't know.
You see it.
Something like that.
Right there. It's right there. Hiding behind me, just hanging out.
I'm glad it has proper representation over on the wall behind you. Will you follow him at Will Blackman? One before we get you out of here, Will, for the longtime DB in the NFL. Game of the week is Buffalo and Detroit here, where you do have both teams with so much positive about them and have been bet on teams all year. What do you look for as the edge in a spot like this where both teams have been so solid? Detroit, a slight favorite at home there today.
Yeah, a couple of things. Like when I look at Detroit, just overall, man, they got two outstanding running backs. I'm just going to call them Sonic and Knuckles. That's who they are. They're Sonic and Knuckles, and they present a huge problem. Kyren Williams was able to run the football really effectively against this Buffalo Bills defense, and I just see it like you don't really have the big strong safety that can come down and bang all game long. I mean, sure, Milano's back, but man, they got two running backs that are going to be fresh. So I really like them to get going in the play action game opening. This game is going to be huge for Josh Allen. This is the game where I would just say, even with the win, Josh Allen could seal up the MVP with this type of thing. But he's going to have a great game regardless. I mean, you saw him put up 6 touchdowns and they still lost. So it's really going to be on, can this Buffalo Bills defense stop the run? And if Josh Allen can go into Detroit with his Buffalo Bills and make this happen, I think he locks it up. But it's going to be a huge challenge for this defense.
100%. Will Blackman, can't thank you enough, man, for taking a few minutes of your time. Best of luck here, helping out the BC Eagles prep for that Pinstripe Bowl game. And I'm sure we'll be back to check in with you soon. Thanks, as always, for the time.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it, guys. Anytime. Just let me know.
Thank you, Will.
Of course, Will Blackman, who, by the way, Wes, got Aaron Rodgers his first win. Will Blackman, punt return touchdown in that Week 1 08 when the Packers beat the Vikings. So
Will won that.
Forget that.
Will run that Super Bowl ring, by the way, for the Giants right there in Indianapolis, knocking off the New England Patriots and ruining their undefeated season, which really broke my heart, and I'm sure all the 72 Dolphins fans as well.
Oh, I'm right. I'm sure right alongside so many of those. So big thanks here to Will for stopping by, and we'll talk about some of our best bets coming up in a little bit on the other side as well here. But really good insight from Will. I do have a best bet for me is the Bucs, and we'll get into that, Wes, because as much as we've both, I think, been a little bit sour, maybe a bit of a paper tigerish team, the Buccaneers. We'll talk about the matchup specifically because I do think it does favor Tampa. As much as you and I were frustrated getting our teeth kicked in having bet the Raiders last week in that spot against the Bucs. We'll discuss that next. Get into Wes's favorite plays for the Week 15 card and so much more on the other side. Get you an update from the Army-Navy game. Army is on the board and they've got the ball back when we return to Live Bet Saturday.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they could be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments. It doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey.
And we welcome you to the Lakeside Ice Complex here on the outskirts of Rochester, New York, as Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network, continues its coverage of the Rochester Winter Classic. As the Canton-Akron Jets, they get ready for their third game of this session, and they get ready to take on the Mid-State Mustangs out of Altoona, Pennsylvania. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with Caitlin Mold, over here just on a new location as we move around a little bit. And later on, we will be back with the late cap at the Tim Hortons Iceplex. But for now, we are at the Lakeshore Ice Arena as we get ready for Game 3 for the Canton-Akron Jets last night. In their late game, they would take on the North Pitt Wildcats, a team familiar to a lot of these players on the Canton-Akron Jets. However, after having a 2-0 lead, courtesy of goals coming from Tyson Hunka, a shorthanded goal coming in 6:50 of the first period, and Lucas Black adding one with 9:48 left in the second period, it would be North Pitt. They would find 2 goals within the last 5 minutes, the last coming with 0.6 of a second left to end that game in a tie, the Rochester Winter Classic, with no overtime. So the Jets on the weekend are 0-1-1. They will be taking on the Mid-State Mustangs. They are winless in this tournament as well. Last night, also, the Youngstown Phantoms, they get the win over the Green Bay Gamblers by a score of 8-3. The Gamblers and the Phantoms will go at it one more time tonight in Wisconsin. And Green Bay will return the favor in February. They will have a 3-game series in Ohio. And I believe that's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday trio of games at the Cavelli Center. And of course, you can catch all the action right here on Western Reserve Radio with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. But we get ready for Game 3. As the Canton-Akron Jets, ranked number 1 in the USA Hockey rankings in the state of Ohio, are still looking for a win this weekend. And we're just moments away from getting this started as Gormish will be in the net to our left for Mid-State. And Connor Mold to our right. He'll be on the far end as we are underway here at the Lakeshore Ice Arena, and just on the outside of Rochester, New York. And Connor Mold with a quick save there. Mustang's going to win that one, take it down into the slot, but half-hearted shot as Mold will stop this one. Owen Everhart to take the face-off against Kyle Conrad. Conrad to the left of Mold. They'll take this one around the board. It'll be the captain, Angel Nikolov, trying to work it up into the boards. And Canton-Akron now. It'll be Hostler taking a shot, and it'll go over the shoulder of Gormish and be swept out by O'Keefe and brought back into the neutral zone, into possession of the Canton-Akron Jets. Tyler Benson now with the puck. Going to feed this one to Black. Black from behind the net now. He'll have it poked off his stick by O'Keefe. They'll keep it in the zone. Take the shot off the post by Angel Nikolov. Benson tried to feed it in the slot. Black couldn't get to it. Backhanded pass intended for Everhart. Nice set of Everhart. Couldn't reach out to grab it, and this one will end up at the other end of the arena. They'll bring this one back, icing against the Mid-State Mustangs.
That is not Connor's helmet.
Oh, we have a correction. I'm sorry. That's going to be Eva Koblenz in net.
That's Connor.
Okay, well, Connor Mold starting, but he seems to be must have had an equipment issue somewhere. So second line now in for Canton-Akron. This will be Gage Weaver, Will Craven, and Rossi Nicely as we get the goalie situation set. Getting Mold to our right. Puck into the slot, intended for Craven. He'll be pushed out of the way, though, as Weaver now will take it out to the neutral zone, reset it for the Jets. They'll try to bring it forward again. Chip it well over the net and back into the slot. Gage Weaver now down in the corner, backed up by Rossi Nicely. Nicely going to work past Russell. And then we knocked off the puck into the slot. Puck right around the post. Gage Weaver had a shot at it, but Nicely now going to take it around the net and send it back out to the point. Shot from the point. Trying to get through traffic. Going to go off Craven's boot. And it's going to head towards the wall. As Jonah Little will try to shift this one into the Mid-States offensive zone. He'll take a shot. And it's going to be locked down by Mold. Connor Mold starting every game so far this year for the Canton-Akron Jets. Tyson Hunka, and Ethan Bell on the ice now for the Canton-Akron Jets offensively. They'll drop this one to the left of Mold. Try to work it down in the corner. Jet Williams going to chip it down. Try to work in front of the net. Canton-Akron will pull this one back out. He'll be on the move here as Hunka tried to work around a couple of Mustang players, but it'll end up back on the stick of Emmerling in the neutral zone. Emmerling setting it across, back down in the Jet zone. And CP working to the inside, takes a shot, and went off the top. And he's going to say it's a goal. That did go in. It went up and under and came out. And it's going to be a 1-0 lead for the Canton-Akron Jets. Some concern here is they think that didn't go in, but I thought it went in initially and came back out. They continued to play, but then got the whistle and the signal. Okay, so Ethan Bell going to be credited with that one. 11:55 left here, first period. Jets take a 1-0 lead. Jets jumped out to a 2-0 lead last night over the North Pitt Wildcats. That one ending in a tie at the end. Dave Ferris back in Youngstown checking on us, making sure everything is working. We'll drop this one at center ice. It'll be Ryan Marinak taking the face off for the Mustangs. Down in the Jets defensive zone now. They'll battle there. Puck loose. They'll try to keep it in the neutral zone, but Mustangs now taking it down the far wall into the corner and picked off by Max Campbell. Campbell stepping in with a size advantage. But Mid-State's now trying to chip it back into the corner. There was nobody there. It'll end up around behind the net. And back into the corners. Canton-Akron will pick this one up through the neutral zone. It'll be Hunka trying to work through there. Was held up a little bit. No call on the play. Jaden Menser trying to work through a couple of blue jerseys. Puck will end up against the boards, and Canton-Akron will take possession again from the far side. 11:02 left here, first period. Jets with a 1-0 lead. Jets 0-1-1 in this tournament. Icing coming up against Canton-Akron. Deacon Johnson trying to chase it down. Couldn't get there. Tried to race Jet Williams down to the goal line, but couldn't get there. Stashowski and Sanders will take the ice for Canton-Akron. They'll drop this to the left of Mold. Puck loose there, going to be picked up by Angel Nikolov. Nikolov along the boards. He'll chip it up, and a quick pass to center. As Canton-Akron will get a shot from the sharp angle shot from the far side. That'll be Deacon Johnson. And Hostler trying to chase this one back down as it'll sail into the Mustang offensive zone. Puck loose down in the corner. Nikolov trying to feed it across ice. He'll bounce this one off the boards. And icing coming up against Canton-Akron. They will take it back down the other side there. 10:24 left in the first period. Jets with a 1-0 lead. I want to thank you for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon as we try to keep you up to date on the Army-Navy game. Nice facility here. We have some monitors we can watch. Back to play. Here's the puck will sail down towards Gormish. And Tyler Benson tried to poke it in. He'll lose a stick in the process. Black now try to get the rebound, but Tyler Benson will try to pick it up, and he will lose it as well. It'll be Caden Helsel with the puck down the far boards and into the corner, chased down by Jack Barbieri. Barbieri going to knock the puck loose. And it'll be a scrum. It'll work across the slot, across the crease, but it'll be picked up by Canton-Akron, swept out of danger. Puck now in the offensive zone. Working around there. There'll be Everhart trying to get into the slot, trying to get a shot off. Couldn't get anything. He'll look for an option. He'll take a shot, and it'll go off Dormish. A second shot by Barbieri, but it'll too will go over the cage. Puck continued to be loose. It'll be Barbieri again, trying to take it back to the point to the near side. He'll set it down into the corner, looking for Tyler Benson. Shot from Everhart, and couldn't get all of it. A puck still in play. Benson to Everhart behind the goal line. Puck will sail forward. Back to the neutral zone. The Jets will have to clear. And Robert Hannenberg will chase this one down. And it'll be icing coming up against the Mid-State Mustangs. Mustangs out of Altoona, Pennsylvania, where we have been once or twice there, and they have a minor league baseball team right next to the hotel. And I wish I could remember the name, as Craven and Russell will take the face off. To the right of Dormish. Gage Weaver kicking around the boards for Craven. Craven behind the goal line. He'll kick it back to Weaver. Weaver from behind the net. As Rossi nicely will step in. He'll disrupt everything. Weaver now with the puck. Trying to get it back in the zone, but he'll lose possession. And Little with the puck now, trying to battle just before it gets into the Mustangs offensive zone. They'll sail it back out. Rossi nicely, and Craven now on the rush. Nicely around the net. Craven in the slot, waiting for the pass. Couldn't time it up. Back out to the point, out to Campbell, but it went off his stick oddly, and it'll sail back as Emmerling will bank this one off the boards and try to get it out to Gage Weaver, and we'll get a whistle. Offside coming up. We'll drop this one just outside of the Jets' defensive zone. 8:15 left here, first period. Canton-Akron with a 1-0 lead, looking for their first win of the weekend after a disappointing tie last night with 0.6 of a second. North Pitt put one in to tie it up at 2. But no overtime in this tournament as Nikolov will have to chase this puck down near Mold. They'll work it back into the Jets' offensive zone. It'll be Hunka with the puck, but we're going to have an offside coming up against Canton-Akron. We'll drop this one just outside of the Mustangs' defensive zone with 8:03 left here, first period. Puck down as the Mustangs will take this one. Taken away by Ethan Bell. Bell trying to feed it into the slot. And it was Seepy that stepped in and almost had an opportunity for a shot, but couldn't get through the white jerseys. Canton-Akron, incidentally, in their home jerseys, navy blue with the powder blue numbers outlined in white. And the navy blue pants. Mustangs in their white jerseys with the silver numbers and the blue outline, and the black pants and the black helmets. 7:47 left here, first period. We'll drop this just outside of the Jets' offensive zone. Bell trying to work it into the zone. Chip it over, looking for Hunka. Hunka trying to look for Bell in the slot. Couldn't time it up when it ran across the crease. Hunka now back into the slot. It's going to go off the stick of Bell. Couldn't handle the hot pass. And Nikolov now trying to reset the Canton-Akron offense. 7:21 left here. First frame. Hunka with the shot. Going to go over the cage. Nikolov will recover. He'll bring it from behind there. He'll be replaced back at the point. Hunka now chasing down the puck. Lift the stick, try to get it. Canton-Akron will get the turnover. Jet Williams now trying to send this one down ice. He'll feed that one out to Caden Helsel. 6:48 left here. Puck back and forth here so far. There's Deacon Johnson. We'll get in a battle with Thomas Russell in the corner. Try to pick it up. Puck loose in the corner. That'll be Sanders. Sanders back out to the point. And a shot. Blocker side save by Dormish. .84 in the net for the Mustangs. Nick Dormish. 6:23 left here. We'll get a whistle. First period, Jets with a 1-0 lead. That first goal for the Jets credited to Ethan Bell. That came with 11:55 left here in this period. They'll drop it to the right of Mold this time. Ben Sanders to take the draw, but he's going to be asked to leave the circle. And now the Mustangs from the point going to take the shot. Stick save by Connor Mold. Shot across the crease. It'll go into the corner. And Canton-Akron trying to clear this one out of the zone. He'll get it out to Ben Sanders. Sanders, though, will run into Kyle Conrad. Conrad will send this one back down in the corner. Hannenberg, though, will be right on top of it. 5:56 left here, first period. Hannenberg from behind the net, sending it along the boards. From the point, Mustangs take a swing. Can't get a hit. And puck high in the air as Deacon Johnson tried to grab it up, but he'll have to content to send it down to the neutral zone. And it'll be Caleb O'Keefe now with the puck, returning the favor. Jack Barbieri now in the neutral zone, going to chip this one down towards Gormish. And we'll get the whistle. He'll ice this one. 5:26 left here, first period. Jets with a 1-0 lead. Jets will be back on the ice tonight. I believe just after 9 o'clock. And as the research team's telling me, the Altoona Curve is the team down there. That's right. And there's an amusement park right there as well. Benson feeding into the slot. Trying to get it to Everhart. Everhart will take the shot. It'll be swept away by Gormish. And there'll be a battle for it. Out in the neutral zone. Matt Campbell sending along the boards. And it'll leave the zone, and the Mustangs will have to vacate. But picked up by Tyler Benson. Benson has Lucas Black there, and he's going to get a whistle offside against Canton-Akron. Had a play developing, but got ahead of themselves just a little too much. 4:58 left here, first period. Jets with a 1-0 lead. Everhart and Marinac to take the face off. Puck loose down the far board. Emmerling will try to send this one back. And it'll be Canton-Akron into the zone now. Looking for a shot. Takes it's going to be right into the gut of Gormish. He'll block it. Keep it in play. And it'll leave the zone as Everhart tried to keep it in. Lucas Black now working to the left of Gormish. Tried to get into the inside, but he'll be knocked off the puck. Benson battling Williams for the puck. Trying to feed Black in the slot. It will get out to Everhart, but Everhart will take the shot. It'll go over the bar and into the glass. It'll stay in play. Benson back to the point. Max Campbell trying to take a shot, but it's going to go off the boot of a Mustang. Down here, right in the corner in front of us, it'll be Black and Williams battling for it. And the puck will be sent all the way down ice. Campbell tried to get to it. Mold will keep it in play. He'll get it to Tyler Benson. Benson in the offensive zone. He'll drop past it to Everhart. Everhart from the far board taking a shot. Puck loose. And it'll be Campbell again trying to sneak one through. Try to get it past Black. Black going to take a shot to the head as Gormish. Gave him a little love tap on the old helmet there. Everhart going to bring it back into the zone as the Jets reset. He'll take a shot. It'll go wide right of the cage. Everhart now again trying to recover, trying to reset it, but it'll be picked up by the Mustangs. Conrad will force it forward. You have the puck taken away by Emmerling. Gavin Emmerling trying to work around the defense. Gage Weaver picked up the puck. Craven got a shot up, but it was going to be half-hearted. It's going to go to the right. So from behind the net now is Craven working into the slot, left to right. Weaver taking a shot, puck against the board. Craven will come in, try to keep it in the possession of the Jets. Another shot from the point. It'll be Nikolov. Mustangs on the rush now in the other direction. Conrad takes a shot. He fanned on it. And it'll reset all the way back in their defensive zone. As Labella will send this one forward. And we'll get a whistle here. 2:41 left here, first period. Jets with the 1-0 lead. Jets will go for the change, as will the Mid-State Mustangs. Game 3 of the weekend. Jets will be back on the ice just after 9 o'clock tonight and potentially tomorrow morning. We'll get a whistle down here. Another offside. Update from the Army-Navy game. Getting the score of 14-7 in favor of Army. I think if that is the case, then Army making the comeback. But they'll recheck that. Not a problem. We'll drop the puck. So CP now working to the inside. Nice work. Takes a shot. Couldn't get it past Gormish. Puck still loose down in the corner. And Nikolov takes a shot. It's going to go off the shin guard of CP. And this one's going to go in on the rebound shot. Nikolov gets the second attempt. And he'll get a goal. 2:17 of the first period. Jets take a 2-0 lead. Nikolov with the speed shot from the point. Came off the post the first time, returned right back to him. He got the second shot, and that one will slip past Gormish. Caden Helsel will take the face-off against Ben Sanders. Puck chipped all the way down into the Mustangs' defensive zone. Stashowski trying to keep it behind the net. He'll have Deacon Johnson with him. Stashowski going to trip up and fall. And O'Keefe with the puck now. Canton-Akron will recover in the neutral zone. Try to set something up. Chaos. There's Ben Sanders. Will back pass it. Try to get it to Stashowski. Stashowski couldn't time that up to get to it. Puck loose in the center. Trying in the high slot. Now we're going to get a whistle. And it looked like it. Not sure what to call it. It wasn't an offside because there was only one Jet player in the zone. 1:51 left nonetheless here in the first period. Jets with a 2-0 lead. Also will take the face-off again against Eberhardt. Eberhardt content to slow this one down, reset the Canton-Akron offense. And it'll be Black trying to feed it across to Benson. Benson with the shot! And the Jets score their second goal. In about 20 seconds, they take a 3-0 lead over the Mid-State Mustangs. So scoring spread around here, that'll be Ethan Bell, Angel Nikolov, and Tyler Benson with the goals for Canton-Akron. Puck drop now as Kent will go D to D in their own defensive zone. Chip it up the boards. Mustangs will chip it back down. Williams down into the corner. Shot on Mold. And he will swallow this one up. 1:21 left here in the first period. Jets with a 3-0 lead here in the first frame. From the line, will take a shot. Go wide of the cage. And Sale down in the defensive zone. No icing coming up. As Everhart will play this one from the far corner. Everhart trying to feed it back to Benson. Benson just scored the goal a moment ago. Couldn't handle this one, and it'll head down ice. As Thomas Russell will try to get a shooting opportunity. But from the point, it's going to be Jet Williams. As he'll go wide of the cage as well. Another shot coming from the opposite side. Be swept away by Mold. Big hit there against the near boards as they battle for the puck. Owen Everhart stepping in and knock a couple of Mustang players down. And had a Jet player go down. Thought it was going to be a trip, but no call there. Black trying to battle into the slot. He tried to get past Williams, but Gormish is going to lock down this puck here with 23 seconds left in the first period. 3-0 is your score in favor of Canton-Akron. Jets with a heartbreaker last night as they ended in a tie, had a 2-0 lead in the third period. Puck loose now. Craven trying to keep it in the slot. Weaver with an opportunity on a 2-foot shot, couldn't get it to go in. Nikolov from the line, going to take another shot in the slot, and nicely going to take a dive, try to get it back in, but Gormish is going to stop this. And we're going to have 10 seconds left in the first period. Weaver, Craven, and nicely out offensively for the Canton-Akron Jets. It'll be Emmerling and Angel Nikolov defensively. It'll drop this one to the left of Gormish. Gage Weaver to take the face off. Puck loose against the boards. It'll be at Lavilla. With the puck, he'll lose this nicely, sending it out to the point. The shot from the point. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first period where the Canton-Akron Jets, they will take a 3-0 lead going into the second frame. We're going to step aside for a timeout. We come back. Second period action here from the Lakeshore Ice Arena in Rochester, New York. You are listening to Canton-Akron Jets hockey on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on the iMedia One network. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region and beyond in pursuit of a premier amateur football league championship. And if you're looking to continue your playing or coaching career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football or call owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken. And when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
We'll flip sides of the ice now as Mold will be in the net to our left. And the Mustang netminder to our right, Nick Gormish. Craven to take the face off. Puck loose now, Gage. Weaver with it. He'll sail it around, try to reset it. And feed this one over to his defenseman. Puck loose here now. Barbieri will chip this one off the board, try to get it out of Craven. Craven down the far board, looking for an option. He'll take a shot, looking for a second shot. Couldn't get anything. From the point, it'll be Hannenberg. Hannenberg trying to feed it down. It's going to go off of a Mustang stick. And Mid-States will take this one. Mustang working down the far board. Into the zone, going to take a shot. Easily swept away by Connor Mold. Nicely on the ice, Fitzgerald and Barbieri battling against the board for the puck. It's going to come loose. It'll be nicely feeding Weaver. Weaver now on the rush. Down ice here with 3:13 left in the second period. He'll take a shot from the point, but it's going to go wide right of the cage. And both teams in a scrum for it right now. So sail over into the corner. 12:56 left here. Jets with a 3-0 lead. At the half, update. Navy with a 14-7 lead over Army. Midshipman jumped out quickly to a 14-0 lead. Army getting into the end zone. As shot from the point for the Jets. We'll bounce off of a few players and sail back into the defensive zone. Swept away by Tyler Hunka. Hunka will feed it over to Ethan Bell. Bell trying to control it. Have it knocked away by a Mustang player. Barbieri from the defensive zone trying to work through. Going to lose this one. And we backed up by Seepy. Seepy tried to get rid of it as well. Hannenberg finally will step in and chip it off the boards. But we'll sail down onto the stick of a Mustang player. Hannenberg will get a second shot at this as he'll be in the circle to the left of Mold. It'll go off a Mustang player, take a shot. Swept away by Mold. CP trying to get the rebound, sent the pass over, but couldn't get all of it. 11:40 left here, second period. Jets 3, Mustangs nothing. Through the neutral zone will go the Jets. As Deacon Johnson working down into the slot, but he'll have to drop past this one. He'll look for Sanders. From the board, take another shot. Puck loose. Mustangs will try to get clear of the zone, but couldn't get all of it. And Hostler kept this one in. We'll get a whistle offside coming up. 11:09 left here, second period. This has been a penalty-free game so far. Not to put the hex on it, but Sanders, Stashowski, Hostler, and Deacon Johnson out for the Jets, as well as Angel Nikolov. 11:04 left here, second period. Puck down in the far corner to the right of Gormish. Who's now picked up by the Mustangs. They'll try to find some room on a rush, but Nikolov going to take the lane away. They'll have to chip it down into the zone. Hosser try to get it out of the zone, but Little going to keep it in as well. He sends it down to Dolgus. Dolgus up against the board, gets it out to Russell, but Russell be knocked up by Sanders. Sanders trying to clear the zone, but the Mustangs will send it back behind the goal line. Hostler and Little in a battle on the far boards. Hostler will win this one. Try to get it out to Stashovsky. Mario Stashovsky down in the circle here. Trying to feed somebody in the slot. Looking for Ben Sanders. Can't get it to go around the net. As Lucas Black will make his way to the ice for the Canton-Akron Jets. Tyler Benson back on offensively for the Jets as well. Puck down in the zone. Benson from the right side to the left of Gormish. He'll take a shot, but it's going to be held up. And Gormish able to lock this one down. 9:57, second period here. Jets 3, Mustangs nothing. Jim Craven with you. Caitlin Mold as we continue coverage of the Rochester Winter Classic. Jets dropping game number 1 against Glencaster on Friday out of Ontario, Canada by a score of 1-0. And then in the late game, tied it up, ended in a tie game, 2-2 with the North Pitt Wildcats. Campbell from the line takes a shot, going to go off the boot of a Mustang. And the Mustangs trying to move the puck forward, trying to get some momentum here. Max Campbell will step in, take this away from Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will get a second chance at it. And Tyler Benson will knock it away from Ty Fitzgerald. Emmerling trying to clear the zone as well. Puck sitting in the circle. Looked like nobody could find it. Campbell now backhand this one against the board. But again, will go off Marinac. Puck down in the circle. Max Campbell stepping in. Shot on goal. We're going to go off the glove of Connor Mold. Black going to feed this one forward to Benson. Benson going to take a shot. And it's going to be stopped by Gormish. 8:53 left, second quarter. Penalty coming up against the Mustangs. Mold tried to make it to the bench. He won't have time. And for the first time today, Canton-Akron Jets will head to the power play. See if we can get a call. As the official comes into the scoreboard table, but I don't know that we got the call. 8:50 left here, second period. All right, so nonetheless, Canton-Akron will go to the power play. Weaver to take the face-off to the right of Gormish. Ethan Bell now down in the corner, trying to free it up. Barbieri from the blue line, chipping it off the boards, trying to get it back to a forward. He'll go to D to D. Everhart going to take a shot, and it'll be stopped by Gormish. Puck still loose down in the corner. Mustangs trying to clear this one out. They'll clear it into the neutral zone. Pick it up, actually. Try to feed it, looking for a shorthanded goal. But Menser couldn't get all of the pass. Eberhardt now on a rush. Weaver behind him. Barbieri to his left. We'll have Ethan Bell to his right. He'll stop at the blue line. Wait for everybody to reset. And now Eberhardt beating it down to Tyler Benson. 1:10 left on the penalty for the Mustangs. Shot on goal. Gormish going to knock this one away. Everhart looking for a rebound shot. Couldn't get it. Puck cleared out the neutral zone. It'll bounce off an official. And Barbieri will move the puck forward here with 7:40 left here, second period. Jets on the power play for the next 45 seconds. They're working around the net. Nobody in the slot. Trying to work from the perimeter. Everhart going to take a shot from the blue line and it won't go in. And Ethan Bell trying to battle for it. Will get a whistle. 7:24 left here, second period. 34 seconds left on the Canton-Akron power play. First penalty of the day for either team. Did I see Ethan Bell go into the penalty box?
Yes.
And indeed, they're going to get, I believe it's going to be Ethan Bell for roughing down by the, I didn't think they were going to call that, but again, we're not getting signals from the officials. They're going to the scoreboard table or scores table and letting them know what's going on, but obviously we're not getting any of those. So 4-on-4 for the next 34 seconds. And it'll be a minute 26 power play for the Mustangs. And Barbieri tried to battle for it down in the corner. Be in the Jets defensive zone. Hannenberg stepping in. He'll battle Hessel for it. Hessel will win that one, but Black there as well. Mold pushing the puck away. Picked up by Hunka. Hunka trying to work down the far board. He's going to have Black with him. Hunka taking the shot. Going to go wide left of the cage. 6:58 left here in the second period. 5 seconds left on the Mustangs penalty and 1:28 left on the Jets penalty. Now the Mustangs they'll go to the power play for the next minute and 24 seconds. Jets with a 3-0 lead. So after about a period and a half of no penalties, we have 2 penalties back to back. As Caitlin tries to get her nose warm. It's pretty cold in here. Army-Navy game. Navy still up by a score of 14-7. 9:01 left in the third quarter. 6:41 left here in this game. Excuse me, in this second period. 1:17 left on the Mustang power play. Jets now trying to tie the puck up against the far board. As Barbieri now will sweep this one over to Hannenberg. Hannenberg going to take his time and bounce this one off the netting above the glass. And we'll drop this just outside the Jets defensive zone. Well, actually, it looks like they're going to bring it down into the circle. Indeed, they will. They'll drop this one to the left of Mold. Not sure why, but okay. That's why we're out here and they're in there. Everhart take the face off against Fitzgerald. Hannenberg now from around the boards, sending out to Weaver. Weaver with the back pass. Couldn't connect on it, and we're going to get an offside against the Mid-State Mustangs. They'll have 54 seconds left on the power play. 6:18 left in the second period. Jets with a 3-0 lead. Everhart for the face-off. Barbieri centered it across ice. No blue jerseys over there. Marinac will set it up for the Wildcats. Send it all the way down to Dolgus. Dolgus, be content just to send it behind the goal line. Picked up by Barbieri. .555 left here, second period. Shot on goal, trying to get a shorthanded goal for it. Canton-Akron. It will not go. 5:48. Clock will continue to run. Mustangs now coming into the zone. Weaver in front of him. Hannenberg as well. Everhart with the puck now. Working over to Weaver. Weaver and Everhart. 2-on-2 now if they work quickly. And he'll have the puck poked off of his stick. And the Mustangs will pick it up. And which is 2 seconds left on the power play. Canton-Akron will be successful on the penalty kill. We're back to 5-on-5. Mold sweeping the puck away from the crease. Picked up by Ethan Bell. Bell sending it all the way down ice. This is going to be icing. Coming up against Canton-Akron. We'll reset it. Right in front of us, actually, in the circle to the right of Mold. 5:08 left second period. For our USHL fans back in Youngstown, Phantoms and the Green Bay Gamblers will go at it one more time. 7:05. Puck drop. Phantoms 15-10 on the season. Green Bay 12-1. Deacon Johnson trying to work the puck into the neutral zone. He'll have it now. Working in the slot. Takes a shot. And it's going to go off the right shoulder of Gormish. And we're going to get a whistle as they're down on the far end, but I'm not sure what the call was on that, to be quite honest. They'll drop it to the right of Gormish. Canton-Akron, D to D now, sending it over to Hostler. Hostler taking a shot, puck in front of the net. Now working from behind. Nikolov taking a hard shot. Looks like that's going to go off the stick of Williams. Down behind the goal line is Canton-Akron Jets trying to work their way out to the point. Nikolov again trying to send it down into the slot. He's looking for Stashowski, but picked up by the Mustangs. 4:20 left here, second period. Stashowski working into the slot, trying to work the three white jerseys. And how he'll have it swept away, and the puck will sail down to the other end, picked up by Hostler. Hostler going across ice. Stashowski trying to provide some pressure. Puck will come loose. Nikolov's going to take a shot. Thing was moving, went off one of the players. So fast, couldn't tell. 3:48 left. Second frame. Puck swept across the crease. It'll be knocked down by Gormish. And we'll have the draw. Should be to the left of Gormish with 3:42 left in the second period. Updated score now. Army adds a field goal, but they trail Navy by a score of 14-10. 8:07 left in the third quarter. Icing coming up against the Mustangs. They'll drag this one back. 3:35 left, second period. We'll drop it again at the same place. To the left of Nick Gormish. Officials kind of taking their time on this. I don't know if they're doing a little coaching or... Loose now, shot from the faceoff. Gormish will lock this one down. We'll do it again. Canton-Akron Jets after this weekend will be on break until after the first of the year. Faceoff again out to the blue line. Emmerling had it, couldn't get all of it. He'll be content to chip this one down. Try to let another blue jersey get to it. And Emmerling now going to take a shot. Had a few blue jerseys in front of the net, but it'll be swept away by Gormish. Mustangs now with the puck, cross ice, trying to get into the zone, but Max Campbell casually will send this one back to the Mustang side of the ice. We'll get the whistle and drop it just outside of the Jets' defensive zone. Eberhard take the draw forward. Canton-Akron. Puck loose. Mustangs will win this one. On the far boards. Send it down for Barbieri to pick up. He'll work past Conrad. Puck across the ice back into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Mustangs. And Eberhard trying to work around. A couple of Mustang players. Feeds it into the slot. Nobody there. Another shot. And another rebound shot. As he'll try to set up another play forward. I believe Hannenberg was trying to get forward. Couldn't get to it, but Eberhard now with the puck working to the inside. He'll feed it, and he'll take a shot. And it's a goal for the Canton-Akron Jets. 2:34 of the second period. Jets take a 4-0 lead. Owen Eberhard with the goal. Gives the Jets the 4-0 lead. 2:34 left here, second period. Raven to take the face-off at center ice for Canton-Akron. We'll get a whistle here as the officials try to get nicely out of the circle. He was about 6 feet in. And with 6:34 left in the third quarter, Navy increases their lead to 20-10. Canton-Akron now from the neutral zone will be Barbieri taking a shot. Going to go off a Mustang player, head down into the corner. Graven will chase it as well. Weaver trying to keep it into the zone. Mustang's going to clear this one all the way out to Hannenberg. Hannenberg going to go D to D and work it over to Hostler. Excuse me, that'll be Barbieri. try to bank it off the boards there, but no blue jerseys available. Mustangs will send it back, and they'll try for a rush here, but Hannenberg will break this one up. Landon Petrunik now tried to set it up, but he's going to lose the puck. Weaver stepped in as well, but it's going to be an offside coming up against the Mid-State Mustangs. So extra point added. Navy 21. Army 10. Army looking like they're not going to have an opponent for their bowl game coming up, as it sounds like Marshall has bowed out of that for a myriad of weird reasons. Apparently 26 or 27 players have entered the transfer portal, as Nikolov now will pull this one from the defensive zone, try to feed Stashowski. Mario Stashowski going to chip this one into the zone, chase it down. And it'll sail around the kick plate all the way to Nikolov. Nikolov on the far board going to take the angled shot. Gormish is going to stop this one, and it's going to sail all the way down behind Connor Mold for icing. He'll take it back to the other side. 1:15 left here, second period. Jets 4, Mustangs 0. Mold in 3 games only allowing 3 goals in. Puck drop to the left of Gormish. Send it out to the point. Nikolov, again, taking a shot. Going to go off of a Mustang player, and he's going to feel that one as Gormish will lock this one down. And Angel Nikolov, probably with one of the fastest shots at this level. The senior captain standing about 6'5". He's easy to find. 1:03 left here, second period. We'll drop it to the right of Gormish. And we'll have a little bit of a pile up of bodies. And the Mustangs with the puck trying to work into the zone, but picked off by Emmerling. Emmerling going to take his time, circle around, and try to work past Menser. Emmerling from behind the net, round the boards, try to get it to CP. CP going to be knocked off of the puck by Kyle Conrad. Emmerling going to be tripped up by Caden Helsel. No call on that. As Mustangs now with the puck, he'll lose it. Uncle will knock Helsel off there. Helsel trying to work in the slot, and we're going to have a penalty coming up. A trip. Coming up against Connor Seepy. Or is that going to be Max Campbell? I'm not sure which one they're going to call it. It was a mess going in there, but it will be Max Campbell headed to the box with 22 seconds left here, second period. Mustang will go to the power play. Trying to get on the scoreboard. Face-off coming to the right of Connor Mold will be Everhart taking the draw for the Jets. Jaden Menser for the Mustangs. Barbieri from the circle, trying to chip it over the shoulder of Everhart. Everhart looking for the shorthanded goal on the rush, working there, takes a shot, and that one did go in, I believe. Is that a shorthanded goal? It's hard to tell from our angle, and indeed it will be. Everhart gets his second goal of the day. A shorthanded goal coming with 9 seconds left here, second period. 1:47 left on the Mustangs power play. 5-0 is the Jets' lead. Shot was so fast we weren't sure if it went in. So some house cleaning here as the Jets will rotate the face-off guy. They'll ask Mr. Menser to leave. Puck loose in our slot, picked off by the Mustangs, and a shot, easily glove saved by Connor Mold. Mold tracking the puck well. Face-off coming to the left of Mold. Everhart and Jaden Menser. And that will bring us to the end of the second period here at the Lakeshore Ice Arena, just outside of Rochester, New York. Jets will head into the third period with a 5-0 lead over the Mid-State Mustangs. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard is hosting a raffle for a 125cc Ventura ATV. Tickets are $30 each, and 100 tickets are available. For each raffle, when those 100 are gone, a winner will be drawn and a new raffle will begin. Tickets can be purchased at any Hubbard home game or at 778 North Main Street or by calling 330-717-4441. $1,500 from each raffle will go toward a scholarship for the Hubbard Youth Coalition.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on the iMedia One Network. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region and beyond in pursuit of a premier amateur football league championship. And if you're looking to continue your playing or coaching career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football or call owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Third period underway here at the Lakeshore Ice Arena, just outside of Rochester, Ohio. The Rochester Winter Classic. As the Mustangs will win this face-off, they'll take it down into the offensive zone. 13:45 left in the game. 1:20 left on the Mustangs power play. Penalty being served by Max Campbell. Shot from the line. Pad save by Mold. Puck loses. Mustangs will maintain possession, take another shot. Swept away again by Mold. 1 minute left on the power play. And a shot from Connor Mold's right. He'll swallow this one up. And we'll drop it again. And clock will continue to run here. Jets with a 5-0 lead going into the third period. So we will bring this one to a relatively quick end today. Not sure if that'll change if the Mid-State Mustangs score, but for tournament purposes, the clock will continue to run. 12:45 left in the game. Jets with a 5-0 lead. Gormish going to set the puck up outside for Menser. Menser tried to feed it forward to Marinac. Couldn't connect on it. It'll be sent right back as Lucas Black will step in there and try to cause some chaos. Mustangs now on a rush. As it'll be Menser working his way down. Max Campbell will make his way out of the box. He'll head to the bench. And it'll be Will Craven coming in for the Canton-Akron Jets. Helsel with the puck. Picked up by Black. Black headed to the left of Gormish. He'll work around. Craven in the slot. Craven gets a shot off, but it's going to be redirected and picked up by Hunka. Hunka's going to take a shot. It's going to go off the goalie and into the net. Jets score again. Hunka's second goal of the day. 11:54 left in the game. Jets now take a 6-0 lead. And when things are going bad, things are going really bad. I think Gormish tried to look for the rebound from the board. It was a sharp angle shot. Probably wouldn't have gone in had he not been there. But went off the back of his leg and into the net. Face off now. Puck loose now behind Mold. And we're going to sweep this one around. With 11:15 left in the game. It sounds like we have a train about to run through the ice arena here. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but nice facility here. And lounge right behind us here as we have several screens to watch some of the games from around college football and hockey. Feed into the slot. Looking for Stashowski. Was Deacon Johnson. Couldn't meet up on the connection there. Thomas Russell now for the Mustangs down there. He'll lose it, but it'll be recovered. And chipped down into the zone by Gabe Lavella. Stashowski now trying to send it across ice. I was looking for Ben Sanders, but somehow ended up on the stick of Emmerling. Emmerling going to take the shot. It's going to go off Gormish and up into the net. We'll drop this one to the right of Nick Gormish. 6-0 is your score in favor of the Jets. 10:15 left in this game. We are on a continuous clock. Everhart to take the draw to the right of Gormish. It'll be Jaden Menser for the Mustangs. We'll sweep this out to Black. Black from the top of the circle, take a shot off the chest of Gormish. Picked up by O'Keefe. O'Keefe going to ricochet off the boards and move it forward out to Jaden Menser. Menser looking to set something up, but he's going to be knocked off the puck. Puck loose to the right of Connor Mold now, and we'll have a pile of bodies battling for it. 9:30 left in the game. Canton-Akron will come out of the pile with the puck. Send it cross ice. Worked away into the zone. I'll take a shot. That'll be Jack Barbieri. Wide right of the cage. Tyler Benson. Now try to work into the slot. Everhart will back him up. Everhart trying to feed Benson. Everhart with the backboard pass. Trying to get it to Benson. Too many white jerseys in front. Black again trying to feed Benson on the reverse pass. And now it'll be Helsel with the puck. Sending it over across, and they'll shoot it across the crease, but no danger there. Under 9 minutes to play here, the third period. Jets with a 6-0 lead. Tyler Benson with the drop pass. He'll feed this one Everhart. Everhart going to take a shot. Knocked away by Gormish. And Jaden Menser again trying to get into the zone. And it'll be an offside coming up against the Mustangs. They're trying to get on the board here with 8.5 minutes left. This will be game 3 of the weekend for the Canton-Akron Jets. They will play again tonight just after the 9 o'clock hour. I want to thank the Lakeshore Ice Arena here for putting us up nice in the corner. The only issue we have here is we're right in front of the beer refrigerator, and it's cold. 8 minutes left in the game. Jets with a 6-0 lead. Weaver nicely and Craven out offensively for the Jets. Nicely send this one back. Craven trying to feed it across the gauge. Weaver put too much on it. And Weaver down by the goal line with the puck. Going to take a shot, and it's going to be nicely with the goal. 7:44 of the third period. And Rossi nicely finds the back of the net, gives the Jets a 7-0 lead. We're going to be first goal tonight for that line as well. Center ice draw for the Mustangs. It'll be Helsel taking the face off for the Mustangs. Hunka for the Canton-Akron Jets. Jets trying to work it through the neutral zone. Hunka with Ethan Bell right there. Bell with the rebound shot. Bell scores on the feed from Tyson Hunka. 6:50 left in the game. It's now an 8-0 lead for the Canton-Akron Jets. Six and a half minutes on a continuously running clock here. I believe those will be the tournament rules. They'll take the draw at center ice. Jets will be back at the Tim Horton Iceplex tonight as they'll take on the Central Florida Bears. That game's scheduled at 9:50 tonight. So a late night for the Canton-Akron Jets. Almost like a West Coast game. Jets into the zone now. Big hit on Deacon Johnson. They'll separate him from the puck. Stashowski from behind the net. Will be chased down by Dewey. Stashowski trying to feed it through the slot. Nobody there. Helsel trying to move it forward. Stashowski from behind will knock him off the puck. And Canton-Akron with the puck. 5.5 minutes left in the game. Deacon Johnson going to lose this as well. Dolgus now with the puck. He'll sail behind Connor Mold. Pace slowing down here. We have just over 5 minutes left in this game. Jets with the 8-0 lead. Everhart from behind Gormish. Trying to feed in the slot. Has Black. Takes a shot. And Tyler Benson had an opportunity to put that in, but puck will jump over his stick that time. Under 5 minutes to play here. Shot on goal. Going to knock the net off, and Connor Mold going to take a little bit of a hit as well. No call on the play. As the clock will continue to run. 4:45 left here, third period. Jets 8. Mid-State Mustangs nothing. 5:32 local time here. Again, the Jets will be back on the ice at 9:50 tonight. So, of course, you can tune in right back in here at about 9:45. Buckle sailing the Jets defensive zone. Tyler Benson going to feed it all the way across to Lucas Black. Black feed it to Everhart. Everhart with a nice move and tried to feed it into the slot to Tyler Benson and couldn't time it up. Under 4 minutes to play. As the Jets will work forward again. Lucas Black from the far side takes the shot. Glove saved by Gormish. It'll stay in play, though. Tyler Benson now trying to feed it in the slot. Out to the blue line. Shot by Hostler. Stick save by Nick Gormish. Menser. Up ISO. He'll run into Nikolov. Nikolov will poke the puck away. And it'll be Everhart from the slot. Right into the belly of Nick Gormish. And the clock will continue to run with 3:20 left in game 3 of the weekend. Jets 22-7 on the season here, trying to get to 23-7. But as we watch some games from over the weekend, the Central Florida team is a very good team. Raven nicely, and Weaver out now for Canton-Akron. Weaver trying to knock the puck away from Hartman. It'll sail in the neutral zone. Canton-Akron will be content to kind of time this one out. 2:50 left here. We're going to get a whistle, though, for icing. The correct call, I don't know if it was the reasonable call. I was just correct. 22-7-1. The only tie for the Canton-Akron Jets last night. A little disappointing. I thought we were going to go to an overtime, and even some of these tournaments have gone to a shootout immediately, but that did not happen. You like your odds when you got a Connor Mold in the net on those shootouts. Raven trying to disrupt the Mustangs. Puck loose as Weaver now will have to step back and let the Jets vacate. Raven will chip this one down behind the goal line. 2 minutes to play in this game. O'Keefe now with the puck, battling nicely. Craven will have it out to the slot, fed it to Weaver. Weaver could initially get control of it, and a shot from the point, and no goal. I thought that one went off the post to the right. But the official initially said no. And we got a whistle, and I'm not sure what our officials are officiating here. 8-0 is the score. 1:22 left in the game. Okay, so a penalty on the Mid-State Mustangs. They're going to say roughing, but clock will continue to run with a minute. Sanders to take the face off. He'll work from behind the net of Nick Gormish. Sanders trying to find another blue jersey from the point. It'll be Everhart sending it to Black. Black going to take the shot. Going to go wide right of the cage. Everhart again with some fancy work. Go back and forth. Drop it down to Emmerling. Emmerling sending across ice. Another shot by Tyson Hunka. Barbieri from the point. He'll ship it back to Hunka. Hunka, the only blue jersey there. They can pick it up. They'll go D to D. It'll be Everhart with the shot from the blue line. That'll add the 9th goal of the day with just 25 seconds left. And we will let this one wind down. $14 seconds left here. We'll see if they drop the puck again as the Jets have a 9-0 lead. And it looks like everybody's going to let this one wind down. And Connor Mold will get his 10th shutout of the season. And that will bring us to the end here in Game 3 of the Rochester Winter Classic. And the Canton-Akron Jets get their first win of the weekend. They are 1-1 on the weekend. Again, they will be back in action tonight at 9:50 as they take on the Central Florida Bears at the Tim Hortons Iceplex. Both teams exchanging pleasantries. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you the numbers. We'll wrap it up here from the Lakeshore Ice Arena. You are listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on the iMedia One Network. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region and beyond in pursuit of a premier amateur football league championship. And if you're looking to continue your playing or coaching career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football or call owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it.
The Mahoning Valley Federals is the area's minor league football team. After only 2 years in existence and an appearance in the league playoff semifinal game, the Federals are looking to add Valley High School and college talent to help take the next step toward a league championship. For more information on how to become part of the Federals' journey, go to Facebook at the Mahoning Valley Federals Developmental Football Team or contact General Manager John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. The Mahoning Valley Federals, honoring the football tradition in the Valley.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back here at the Lakeshore Ice Sports Arena one more time as we wrap up Game 3 of the Rochester Winter Classic. And the Jets, with a 9-0 lead, went like this. First period with 11:55 left, it would be Ethan Bell that would get the Jets on the board. Followed up by a 2:17, it would be Angel Nikolov finding the back of the net as well. And Tyler Benson would cap off a 3-goal period with 1:36 left. The Jets would take a 3-0 lead into the second period. 2:34 left in the second period. Be Owen Everhart getting his first of 3 goals today. And with just 9 seconds left here, he would get the shorthanded goal as well. That would give the Jets the 5-0 lead heading into the third period. Goals would be scored by Hunka nicely. Bell. Everhart will get his third. And Owen Everhart gets the hat trick here. Canton-Akron outshoots the Mid-State Mustangs 31-17. Gormish would stop 8 out of 17, and Connor Mold would stop 31 out of 31. And if you want to math that one, that's pretty good. 17 out of 17. There we go. Either way, 100% is 100%, no matter how you slice it. So they will be back on the ice again at 9:50 tonight as they will take on the Central Florida Bears. We'll try to be on the air by 9:45 as with the tournament rules could start a little bit early as well. And Canton-Akron Jets will be on a break after this tournament. They've won 4 tournaments in a row. This one going to be a little bit harder to kind of work around tomorrow as they are 1-1 on the weekend. So again, want to thank you for joining us here. We'll be back on the air right around 9:45 as we get ready for Game 4 of this Rochester Classic here in Rochester, New York. We'll head over to Tim Hortons Iceplex. And we will see you all at 9:45. Your final score, one more time here from the Lakeshore Ice Arena. Canton-Akron Jets 9, the Mid-State Mustangs 0. Here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Please stand by for a special presentation. We thank you for joining us for the special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming. Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
4224 800-281-4224. That's 800-281-4224.
Elevate your swim game at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. It's 365 days of fun in the sun. With all sports, all seasons, Stadium Swim. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
The VEASAN Morning Line.
So Duke Ole Miss, Duke's quarterback Malik Murphy is already in the transfer portal, so he's not playing. And Georgia Southern, Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State has 12 players in the portal, including several key players. Buffalo Liberty is another one where Liberty quarterback Caden Salter, he is in the portal as well. And whether it's opt-outs for NFL reasons or transfer portal, just make sure you're tracking these rosters during bowl season.
The VEASAN Morning Line. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.
The 90s called. They said the Gordita Supreme is so back in the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's all looking fresh to death with the pillowy 90s Gordita Supreme alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stacked taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and medium drink. All for just $7. It's your wallet's favorite cheesy crunchy combo here for a limited time. Grab yours and relive the decades only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which varies. Drinks and food freezes. Tax extra.
This is Cashing Out on VEASAN.
How about the Bengals -5? Will Levis, give me a break. All right. I don't need Cincinnati's defense to step up and beat the Titans, because if the Cincinnati offense scores and you ask Will Levis to go shot for shot with Joe Burrow, he's going to beat himself. 0-6 against the number at home are the Titans, since he's 6-1 against the number on the road.
Cashing Out Saturday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
You spoke, we listened. Introducing the all-new VEASAN Watch app. Now, you can watch and listen to VEASAN expert analysis live wherever you are. Missed a show? No problem. Catch replays of VEASAN's full lineup at any time. View highlights sorted by sport. Or use the search feature to find specific teams and topics you're looking for. And the best part? It's free for a limited time. Download the VEASAN Watch app today. Available now on the App Store and Google Play. And join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, quite the sequence here for Army in this matchup. Down 21-10, 14:47 left to go in the fourth quarter. A 31-yard field goal attempt is up and good. So this is going to be now 21-13 with that 14:44 mark in the fourth. Mike Somich is here. Will Hill is here. Mike, I'll start with you, host of Ready, Set, Bet here on the network. Your thoughts on this sequence that we just watched, which included a wide-open touchdown pass, airmailed, and then, of course, on the other end, the next play on a 3rd and 9, trusting your quarterback to fit it into one of the tightest windows we've seen in this game, and it's nearly picked off.
Yeah, a little surprising, the play calling that we're seeing down here. This is an Army team that has successfully run the football for over 400 yards multiple times so far this season. The quarterback threw 2 times last game, and yet I would argue, one of the biggest drives of your season and the biggest game of your season. You're throwing it twice down in the red zone. You basically have 3 plays to get 9 yards. Now, the first one really should have worked. But after seeing that, then to say, hey, you know what, we're going to drop back. And we saw Navy drop back into an 8-man zone, essentially behind a 3-man rush. And it was hard to fit it into those type of windows, especially when you're not a top-tier quarterback.
Yep. Well, what'd you think? Right now, current in-game number 6.5 favor of Navy. Totals dipped down to 42.5.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Mike if he was interested at all. Army plus 450 on the live line, plus the 6.5. Does any of that appeal to you?
I would take the plus 450 over the plus 6.5. The plus 6.5 is kind of a farce number. When you play these in games, you realize that. I mean, they will have to score a touchdown to be able to cover the plus 6.5 at this point because they're not a fast-moving offense. They're going to take time up with the football. They're going to want to score the touchdown and then go for it too. I would rather take my shot at the plus 450 than the plus 6.5 because of the scenario you need to even cover the 6.5.
Yep. A very good point here, and obviously a big drive for what we're going to see from a totals perspective. And maybe something's about to happen because the total just spiked to 45.5 and then dipped right back down to 43.5. So 42.5 was the number after the touchdown, and we will keep an eye on that. We're also keeping an eye in the NBA. Will and I both sweating out the under here, trending under. Bucks have taken a 55-49 lead back to the locker room over at T-Mobile here in Vegas. Total is 216.5. Will with the total, or with the side now 6.5 in favor of Milwaukee. Haven't kept a tight eye on this one, but Angle has been playing these Vegas games under. The 3 in Vegas last year went under. This one's trending under. You mentioned this too. We talked about this last year a little bit.
Yeah, when you have a single elimination tournament, you know what that means is that these guys care. And when you get a regular season total in a playoff Game 7-esque style environment, it's going to trend to play to the under. We saw this, like you said, go 3-0 in Vegas last year. I would lean toward the unders blindly in all of the games this year in Vegas as well. It's just a situation where you get much more defensive intensity because this is one and done. And it is really a playoff style game with a regular season total because of how they're making that number up to this point.
All right, let's get back to the National Football League. Let's start with, I think, one of the more fascinating numbers, side, whatever. We talked about them briefly. Carolina laying now a full 3 across the board pretty much with a total of 43. They have covered 5 straight. They have been better over the last 6 weeks as a whole. What are we doing here now that the market has completely flipped and a team that was an underdog in each of the 5 games they covered by a good amount is now laying a field goal?
It's Cowboys or pass. We were talking about this on Ready, Set, Bet. We go over the next week's lines on Sunday or the last 2 hours of the show, and this was one of those where both of us are like, yeah, Carolina should be a point favorite. I can understand a point favorite. A field goal favorite is very different than a 1-point favorite. It's one of those spots where you kind of scratch your head. You're like, are we sure Carolina is that much better than what we've seen over the previous weeks? Now, yes, Bryce Young has looked significantly better. He looks like he's an NFL quarterback now. But this is still a very porous defense, and the Cowboys are going to want to run the football. Guess what? Carolina can't really stop the run. If that's the case, it sets up the play action. So I expect Dallas to be able to move the football here. I think Carolina moves it as well. Love Chuba Hubbard over 81.5 rushing yards. In negative game states, they give him the ball 25 times. Be interesting to see what happens in a normal game state, what they do with him. And this Dallas defense loses their top linebacker last week. They can't stop the run before that. I don't expect them to be able to stop it after. I think both running backs have a big day here. And I think this game is a field goal game one way or the other. So I'd much rather catch it with Dallas.
4 games to go in the season. Last year we saw Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco, even Stefanski. A lot of these award winners came out of nowhere. Do you think anybody right now has any value in terms of these awards?
It's tough. When you look through the Coach of the Year awards, there are 4 or 5 different coaches essentially that have to run perfect. And so it's very hard for me to want to take any of the Coach of the Years that are up there. I think Jared Goff's interesting from an MVP perspective because of how heavily Josh Allen got bet this week. Now, I am a homer. I've got 40 to 1 tickets from preseason on Goff. So I kind of would like to see this speak this into fruition. But it's a situation where he gets Buffalo this week. If Goff has a big game against Buffalo, they knock him off. They end up losing 1 game and getting the NFC 1 seed. All of a sudden, he has got a very solid case for MVP. We saw that the odds in this award flip heavily last year late in the season. Wouldn't be shocked if it happens again here, especially if Buffalo loses back-to-back games.
Yeah, it was essentially that Christmas game, right, where everybody was like, I guess we'll give it to Lamar. Let's see what happens, because Brock Purdy threw 1 million interceptions. So I would very much like that. Would also very much like the voters to realize that in the Rookie of the Year race, it is actually Brock Bowers who's been the best rookie this year.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's a quarterback award now. Brock Bowers having one of the best, if not the best, rookie tight end season ever. He's had a top-tier tight end season, period, if you can take off the rookie part of it, and he hasn't had anyone to throw him the football.
Correct.
He makes a ton of sense, but the problem is you have two quarterbacks that are going to lead their teams to the playoffs most likely as rookies here, and Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. I'm sitting on a Bo Nix ticket. I wish I had hedged for Daniels a little bit earlier, so I could have gotten a little better price, so I'm riding it out right now. But Brock Bowers has been the highest above expectation of any player. However, I think it still ends up going to Nix or Daniels.
Don't laugh, Will. I saw you laugh when I brought it up. All right, he's been the best at his position. Like not even just the rookies. They'll remove that qualifier. Come on now.
Mike, I mentioned the Ravens being 16.5-point favorites tomorrow. They're plus 185 to win the division. Steelers have at Eagles, at Ravens, then the Chiefs. Ravens obviously with an easy game tomorrow. Do you think that's enough to take a shot on the Ravens to come back and win this division?
Oh, I do, just because I still don't really believe in this Pittsburgh team. If you look at EPA compared to actual success rate on the offensive side, it's all about these moon balls for Russell Wilson and what they've been able to do down the field. If you look at throws under 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, Russell Wilson actually has a negative EPA per pass attempt. That is not good. Generally what you see is that the success rate ends up trending toward the EPA ends up trending toward the success rate, which would mean this offense is going to struggle at some point. We'll see if that ever actually happens. This Steelers team every year seems to be able to find some voodoo, but the Ravens are the best team in this division. They've got one head-to-head game left. It's going to be difficult for Pittsburgh to be able to win any of these games down the stretch. So I do like Baltimore more than I like Pittsburgh at this point. Plus 165, it's right around the right price.
All right, here's the real juicy one. I know Will likes the juicy ones. This is a little bit juicy. Are we betting? Is there something there with the Colts at 9-1 to win the AFC South? The Texans' schedule moving forward, they have the Dolphins, they have the Ravens, they have the Chiefs. I don't think it's in that order. You're in a spot here where you could win a game against Denver, and all of a sudden you lost the first two. You get it. You're 0-2 against Houston, but the Texans have not been playing a style of football that has been, I think, instilling confidence in you as a better.
The Texans are one of the most frustrating teams for me because I was all over this network saying that they were not going to be nearly as good as everyone expected this year. And I would argue that they have not been nearly as good as everyone expected this year, yet they're still sitting in a position to be able to win the division. The Colts could have beaten them in either of the two games that they played. Texans end up winning both of those games. It's going to be hard for the Colts to make up the three games they need because of that, those two wins for the Texans. So I'm sitting here with Colts plus 350, plus 400 to win the division from preseason, and I'm not very happy that it's not going to come to fruition. I just have to hope I think it was under 10 wins I ended up getting on the Texans preseason.
And for what it's worth, real quick, Will, before you go, Broncos this week, but then Titans, Giants, Jags for the Colts. So it is a pretty wild schedule there for you. Will, I think, have you been watching? Did I just watch a fat guy run downfield with the football? What's going on?
Pretty sure that was a fake punt.
Fake punt on 4th and 5, a huge run, but then a fumble, and we're sorting out the recovery.
Holy smokes. They ran a fake punt with the fat guy.
Big man.
And he was cruising.
He was. Navy should have gotten back on top of that, right?
It looked like they did from the angle that I saw. So I don't think that my man was trying to juke. He was shaking his shoulders. That is ridiculous.
Hey, man, when you're feeling yourself, right? You got one chance with the football. You got to make a play.
All right, well, what else you
got? Last minute or so, Mike. You mentioned you got a couple NHL plays you like. What do you have?
I do. Let's look at two different games here. One of them, the Boston Bruins as a dog tonight. They're taking on let me pull it up real quick. They're taking on the Canucks. They lost the first two games on a West Coast road swing. They're going to have their number one goalie back in net tonight. I'll take the Bruins at plus 115. And then give me the Avs minus a goal and a half. You can get plus money on it right now. Taking on the Predators team who won last time but had lost 8 in a row prior to that. This is an Avalanche team that can score in bunches, and a Predators team that struggles to put the puck in the net. Sets up well for the minus 1.5 puck line situation here. I saw it plus 105 earlier. Looks like it's minus 105 right now. But Avs minus 1.5, and give me the Bruins plus 115 tonight.
Give me an NHL future I can add so I can sweat it out. I got nothing in the NHL. So you can tell me anything. I'll take it as gospel.
Anything?
I'm taking it too.
Yeah.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah. I just need an NHL future just to sweat out, just to root for here in the NHL season.
Give me the Oilers to win the Western Conference. Started out slowly. They've got all the offensive firepower they need. They're starting to get better on the defensive side. Seems like they've figured out the goaltending, and they're not one of the favorites right now.
All right. I'm in. Boom. Like it. See? That's all we needed. No pressure. I'll come hunt you down if it doesn't hit, though. All right, Mike, appreciate it. If you want to hunt him down, it's going to be on Ready, Set, Bet, which is coming up here in just over an hour on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. And then, of course, only 2 hours Ready, Set, Bet right in the contest show.
That's right.
Which has been a must-listen for me to watch every single time. I watch it on the VSiN app, by the way, which you should, too. Go check that out in your Apple app or Google Play stores. Mike, thank you very much. Second hour of the program coming back.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
Technically have no impact on what we do now. But this game, the Steelers have not beat the Eagles in Philadelphia since 1965. Lost their last 10 trips there, including 0-3 against Tomlin. It has not been a good place for Pittsburgh in the past. I love the Steelers this year. I am all in on them, but I am concerned about them these next few weeks.
Catch Money Moves every weekday at noon Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We are a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers here to make you a more confident bettor. We broadcast live from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, every day to provide you with sports betting insight and analysis you can't find anywhere else. Our shows can be heard live on streaming platforms and radio stations all across the country. VSiN.com has the latest in sports betting news, betting splits, analysis, and picks. We have over a dozen daily and weekly podcasts to help you as a sports bettor. If you become a VSiN Pro subscriber, you'll have access to our 24/7 video stream, betting guides ahead of every season and major event, picks sent to your inbox every morning, and so much more. To learn more, head to VSiN.com and see all that VSiN has to offer. That's VSIN.com.
Looking for someone's picks? We compile every pick from VSiN hosts and guests every day and email them to all VSiN Pro subscribers. Become a VSiN Pro at VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. One more VSiN? You can watch all of our VSiN shows live from Las Vegas on your phone, tablet, or TV 24 hours a day by becoming a subscriber. You can also catch full replays of all of your favorite VSiN shows. Become a subscriber at VSiN.com today.
The VSiN Morning Line.
Motivation is a huge factor in some of these bowl games. You want to know, what is the team's mindset going into it? Do they like bowl games? Is that considered?
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
At 7 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up Monday on Follow the Money, our last Monday Night Football doubleheader. We recap a wild weekend and we get ready for bowls and college football playoffs. Nick Bogdanovich also in studio, Hall of Famer at Circa. Follow the Money weekdays, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to see who at VSiN is on a hot streak? Go to VSiN.com/picks to see all the selections and weekly leaderboard of VSiN hosts, writers, and guests. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get every pick sent to your inbox daily. Just head to VSiN.com/pro.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The biggest two-point conversion in American history coming up in a mere. Oh, no, they're not going for two. They're going to kick the field goal. 27-13, and a 10-play, 75-yard drive is going to end in a touchdown and then extra point. Up and good. We are over 40.5 with 41 points scored here. Will Hill out there between Navy and Army.
Yeah, and you figure it's going to be very hard for Army to come back here, and this is looks like an upset win here for Navy. So still a decent amount of time to go, but unless you score and score quickly, if you're Army, this is going to be a decided win here for Navy, and the game does go over the total. I don't know, were there any 41.5s at open? I think it opened a little higher, 41.5, 42. So maybe if you got an early number on the under, you can sweat this out and get this one home. Otherwise, it is going to be an over here.
Yeah, Circa's first number was 41. So, okay. And that disappeared relatively quickly. So there's probably a smattering of folks with a 41 out there right now that they're sitting back and really just hoping that nothing else happens. Actually, looking at the odds screen right now, it looks like DraftKings got the 41.5 for a brief moment. So if anybody got 41.5, they're really holding on. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. But again, current number right now, if you're talking about it from an in-game standpoint between these two, and you think Army maybe has a shot, well, it's 20-1 on the money line. 14.5 is the side with a total of 47.5. So not really looking great, obviously, for Army. Closed as a pre-flop 6.5 point favorite. The other games that we are keeping an eye on, I wanted to bring this angle up to the audience because we were just chatting about this. So 65-57, Milwaukee Bucks up on top of the Atlanta Hawks. 7:43 left to go in the third quarter here in Vegas. For our audience who maybe hasn't been keeping track of this, as we'll call it, transition season, right? So maybe you're starting to get into basketball a little bit. NBA Cup action out here at T-Mobile. Thought is that these neutral site games with something to play for in an elimination setting could be good, profitable angles to bet under. The 3 games in Vegas last year went under the total. So far, this one's trending under in a pretty solid way. Closing number was 232.5, 233 will. In-game number is 213.5 right now, so trending well under the pre-flop total. But my question here was, is the market going to watch this result with the thought that, hey, look, we're in this neutral court setting. Last year, the 3 games went under. Do we just see an automatic move to the under for this Oklahoma City-Houston game that will be coming up a little bit later today? Number right now is 216.
I will give you a definitive maybe.
Okay.
I will go with maybe. Because
That's strong.
Yeah, it is. Some of my best stuff.
Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense. And if people are paying attention, it's a good trend. It's a good angle. But does it factor into you that there's a lot of college basketball games? There's Army, Navy. There's NFL tomorrow. Maybe people aren't locked in. So it's kind of a one-off. It's not, we were talking during the break. It was a couple years ago, the NCAA tournament, all the first half went under. That's so public. There's so many games. There's time for people to catch on. I don't know. This kind of blends in with the rest of the sports schedule today. Again, so many games in college basketball and Army, Navy that you and I are talking about it. We're doing a betting show, and some people probably recognize it. But I don't know if it's, people are locked in 4:30, 1:30 Pacific on a Saturday afternoon, if it's enough to move the market. Maybe it ticks down a point, half point, but it doesn't have enough time to get public to get resurfaced as an angle, a trend. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, sure. Of course, that makes total sense. And I think that's probably essentially right. So I don't even think you have to say maybe. Maybe we can just go no there. But I'll say this. This will be the fascinating part. So circle your calendars for Monday when the final comes. If this game ends up going under and this Houston-Oklahoma City game goes under, I'd be willing to bet that it is a talking point by the time we get to Monday where it's a little bit more standalone-ish. Should be not standalone. Actually, is it on Monday? I'll double check there because are they going head-to-head?
I'm not sure.
No, you're right.
Last year they did Thursday, Saturday.
You're right. It's Tuesday because you would not go head-to-head with a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. So if you go Tuesday, where you're kind of in a little bit of a standalone spot there, that you're going to look at that and go, maybe that'll be a talking point. Every Vegas game has gone under through 2 years now, and especially if it's one of these like Milwaukee, if it holds, and Oklahoma City or Houston. Houston and Oklahoma City, 2 of the better defensive teams in the NBA. So it'll be pretty interesting to see if that becomes a talking point should both these games go under.
One last quick thing on that. When you see an opening line for the Tuesday game, which will be tonight pretty quickly after Houston OKC, because they post these pretty quickly. These cup games have been up for a few days. Just kind of, I would suggest just take the under and pocket it. And then there's a good chance, hey, you either keep the bet and you like it, or they adjust maybe 3.5 points, whatever. By the time Tuesday comes around, maybe even a little bit more. And I would never suggest trying to middle an NBA total. But if you do like, I'll put it this way, if you do like the under, just bet it early. If you're thinking, hey, they're going to over adjust this number, maybe just wait until the game's about to start, because that trend is going to become public.
Well, that's it. I think that actually becomes pretty fascinating. So if you look at the betting pattern we'll just use this game, for example, right? And I was talking to Luke a little bit about this. I mentioned this to you. So this game opened 231 for the total. It actually got bet down to 227 at one point, and then came all the way back up to 234. So
Crazy.
we saw a massive swing in both directions. Got bet down initially 4 points, then swung back in the other direction 7 points. So you saw this back and forth, not really based on massive injuries. And then, of course, now we're trending as a dead under right now for this game. So I am very curious. To your point, I would assume, especially at this late game in the Western Conference goes under, that's probably the pattern. But we've seen a couple of times now that these games go back to last week where you had the quarterfinal matchups. We had some of those games like Houston and Golden State's a pretty good example. That game gets bet under from gets bet over 221 all the way up to 223.5, and then gets hammered back down to 220.5 before the game starts. And then all of a sudden that thing's a dead nut under. So these things have had some pretty wild swings. I don't know if it's just some weird, maybe like you said, you wouldn't recommend setting up middles, but are there some groups that are trying to do that? I have no idea, but we've seen some pretty wild swings on single games, especially in these NBA Cup settings.
You mentioned Golden State. It triggered something that I saw before the show. Schrader.
Yep.
Is it Schroeder or Schrader? I should know by now.
It is Schroeder is technically
Schroeder. That's right. I knew it didn't sound right coming off the tongue there. Schroeder to the Warriors. The Warriors get back Melton, who's hurt, and 3 second-round picks. Does this move the needle for you? Matter? Does it trigger a bet, or is it something you're interested in?
No, not really. I mean, I'm somebody who's got a pretty up on Warriors win total here before the season started. And a big reason why was I liked Melton, and the numbers with Melton on the floor were really, really good. Now that he's hurt, you need another backup guard to really help you, and a guard that can play on the floor with Curry. So Schroeder kind of fits that mold. He's also in the midst of a pretty strong year for Brooklyn, so that I think is going to kind of help you. So I don't, but that move does not trigger anything for me. The Warriors are exactly who you kind of thought they were. I don't think you're running out to do anything with Golden State, especially because of all the noise. Like, they are in contention to potentially go get Jimmy Butler. Jonathan Kuminga is not happy. Some of the young guys like Podziemski are not playing well. There's a lot of negativity kind of hanging around this Golden State team at this point right now that I just want to see if they can get right, like just from a mental and off-court standpoint, before you start to buy back in on the team that at one point was at the top of the Western Conference.
Warriors trying to win, Nets trying to lose. He was playing too well for the Nets. You can't have that when you're trying to tank. He's just he's having too good of a season.
Well, it's annoying. So the Brooklyn Nets very much the preseason win total was 18.5, and they're already got 10 wins.
Yeah.
You see it every year. There's always a team that really gets off the hot starts and outperforms expectations. And right now, Brooklyn is that. It looked like the Washington Wizards were going to be that. They started out the season 2-2. They are now 3-20 though. So.
Yeah, what was it? 2 years ago when Utah, they traded Gobert, they traded Mitchell, and it was like, man, they're not going to win any games. It might even been the year Wemby was available, upcoming in the draft, and they went way, way over that total. I remember getting burned on that one.
That was last year, actually. Last year, they looked like they had sold everything off, and then you look and you're like, oh, smokes, like this team's actually performing pretty well, and had gone over their win total.
Yeah, it might have been last. Yeah, it might have been because Gobert's only been this is Gobert's second year on the T-Wolves. So yeah, that would have been last year. Yeah,
it is. Time melts together. It is massive, but. Either way, we'll see if that becomes the team. We have two teams that are currently overperforming/underperforming massively. The Brooklyn Nets are way outperforming expectations, sitting at 10 wins with a win total of 18.5, and the New Orleans Pelicans sitting on 21 losses with a win total of 43.5. So that is going to be a team that goes well into their total with relative ease. All right, real quick score updates as we're watching everything going on. First off, 17-16 out there in Champaign, right? Is that Illinois? 17-16 Illini up on top. 7-16 left to go in the first. My geography correct?
Bingo.
Okay, boom. Thank you very much. I thought it was going to be like Champagnay. But Champaign, 17-16. Illinois up on top of number 1 Tennessee with 7:16 left to go in the first half. 42-36. Kentucky now making 42-37. Kentucky up on top of Louisville out in Kentucky. And then our last update on a game that is pretty much wrapped up from a result straight up wise and wrapped from a total standpoint. We just have to see what the deficit is going to be here. I believe. Do we have an interception? It looks like it is.
Yeah, the defensive back went to the ground to try to catch it, kind of roll around. It tipped up in the air, went right to another guy on Army into his hands. He gets brought down. So looks like now they're sorting it out. Well, I guess there's some flags, but I would imagine this play stands, and that would give Navy the ball up 15, 7:20 to go, right around midfield, and that just about seals this game.
Do you think, I'm just spitballing here, do you think playing the conference championship the week prior hurt Army, or is this just a rivalry spot, Navy get a good performance in here?
Hard to say, isn't it? I'm not sure.
I think because Army's losing, it's because they played. That's my
exactly.
Right. That's
if they were winning. It got them ready to play and everything.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, you could go either way with a lot of this stuff.
You hit it right on the head. If they were winning, I'd say, see, conference championship game. Help them out. It's totally playing the results. If you're looking for a great analysis like that, VSiN's got the perfect holiday gift for you. Go to VSiN.com, sign up for a holiday special. VSiN Pro, everything we do through May 1st, only $79. Daily best bets, the exclusive betting splits, 24/7 video access, and more. All of our betting guides as well will be up there. We've got the college football playoff guide out. The Super Bowl guide will be out when we get there. March Madness, of course. Don't miss out on this limited time holiday offer. Everything we do through May 1st, all you have to do is go to visit VSiN.com/subscribe. Check out our holiday special. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. All right, 4:45 left to go in the third quarter and rolling. We have a 70-68 game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. Total 214.5, and your in-game number sidewise. Milwaukee laying 3.5, shaded to the dog side at -125. On the other side, we'll take a look at the other game, the other matchup in the NBA Cup between Houston and Oklahoma City, and some later games in college basketball, including one at the Garden, where we get a matchup between Gonzaga and UConn, and we'll get Will's thoughts on some of these bowl matchups as well. Don't go to it. It's Live Bet Saturday.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com. Elevate your swim game at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. It's 365 days of fun in the sun. With all sports, all seasons, Stadium Swim. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
G-Bank is the official bank of VSiN. Why? For one, unlike other credit cards, G-Bank does not treat sports betting transactions as a cash advance. And for every eligible gaming transaction, you'll earn a 1% cashback reward. That's right, 1% cashback rewards on...
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Discount Power Sports at 778 North